Welcome to the first episode of 5 Minutes in Horror Haven. I'm your host, Matthew Fisher. We're going to talk about all things horror, mainly films, and if we get a quick chance, we'll jump into some horror vinyl soundtrack, which is another thing I love very much. And here we go. The first film up was a movie called Antrum, the deadliest film ever made. Whoop, that's some serious labeling right there. It was written and directed by David Amito and Michael Lencini. They co-directed, and I believe David wrote the screenplay, and both of them came up with the story for it. But long story short, is the film, it's like a fake documentary centered around this fictional film from the 70s that's supposed to be cursed. The theater that it premiered in burnt to the ground. Everybody who's seen it died type thing, and it was never really quite officially globally distributed to a big audience. Obviously, you can guess why, because it's killing fucking people. But so there's a documentary kind of about that. This was a really well put together film, I thought. It starts off interviewing some horror fans and filmmakers, like the people you would see on the VHS Lives type format, huh? How you like that kickback? And, there's film festival runners on there that talk about what they've heard about the film and such. And there's a little bit of that for a little bit, then they jump into the actual film. And the film's, it was cool. It was like I liked how it had a throwback, grindhousey, style of the devilish films of the 70s. The whole thing, it centers along these brother and sister who, after the loss of their family dog Maxine, they, for some weird reason, they think it would be cool to go into the woods where supposedly, I guess the spot is supposedly where Lucifer fell from the sky and landed, and I guess where he, transcended into hell. But the long story short of it is that they start digging a hole to hell to find their dog, which was very weird. And as that happens, more crazy shit starts, to happen to them. The film I thought was really well done. Some really creepy visuals. There's some really intense moments in there of devilish type stuff. Like I said, it was really put together pretty nicely. I was surprised. They eventually have a run-in with these two people in the woods. The sister sees them in a book that she's reading of these two kind of figures that'll kind of fuck up your day type situation. They introduce these characters, and they're kind of like the long lost Sawyer cousins from like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They fit in pretty well, and so that there's a few loopholes in the film. I won't give away too much, but there's a few loopholes. But you actually forgive it, and you don't let it kind of interrupt your viewing. Like I said, I really dug this movie. I didn't know if I was going to. Whenever you see things do like throwback movies, to like try and copy movies from way back when, they don't quite pull it off. But this one was actually pretty good. There's certain parts of it where it's quite believable that that you're actually watching what they want you to think you're watching, which, if that right there in itself, is quite a feat and quite an accomplishment. So I definitely recommend this film for people to check out and give it a whirl. It's on Amazon, and it's a good time. You know what I mean? Go into it with an open mind, as you should anything. I think you'll dig it. I wanted to bring a vinyl into it. I'm starting with A's. So we did this, the Alien soundtrack by Jerry Goldsmith. It doesn't have like a color, it's not colored vinyl or anything like that, so I'm not going to break it open. But Alien, of course, everybody here, I'm sure, is a Gigantor fan of and loves it. So I figured I'd do that. What the hell? I'll pull it. Just get your typical 20th Century Fox on there. But, yeah, that was our first episode in review. So, if you get a chance, check out the flick and check out the soundtrack. Always good times. We'll catch you on the next episode of 5 Minutes in Horror Haven. Woo!